I'm Dan, this is Guns and Guitars, and this is how you can build your dream bass for under 150 bucks. Here's the parts list for our build. First, start with a cheap eBay DIY bass kit. Now I got my kit for about 65 bucks, but the prices on these tend to fluctuate. Right now, at the time of this filming, they go for about 72 bucks. The Music Man style pickup I got on eBay for about 12 bucks from a company called Music Lily. The vintage style mini humbucker I again got on eBay for about 16 bucks by a company called Artec. I got 4 Bourns 500K pots on Amazon for about 17 bucks. A sheet of Birch plywood for 4 bucks at my local craft shop. And this isn't necessary for the build, but because I wanted a reverse headstock, I got a Lefty headstock by Kmise off of eBay for about $35, and Lefty tuners on Amazon for about $9. So altogether, this build was $165. However, you don't need the Lefty neck and tuners for this build because the neck that comes with the kit is just fine. So if you don't count those into the price, that brings this build to about 130 bucks. So let's get started building. Step 1. Start with this eBay do-it-yourself kit. If you haven't watched it yet, check out my review on the shockingly good do-it-yourself kit you can get on eBay. The best advice that I can give you for starting your dream bass build is to start with a kit like this one. Now a P bass is kind of a one-trick pony, but since this is my dream bass, we're gonna make it like a 9-trick pony by adding a couple more pickups. But first, step 2, we need to fix some issues that come with this kit. Now if you watched my review of this eBay do-it-yourself kit, you'll know that my 2 gripes were that it was missing a hole for the bridge ground connect wire, and the pickup poles didn't align with the string spacing. Now I realized after I filmed that video that the issue wasn't that the pickguard was milled incorrectly, it was actually that the pickup pole spacing didn't align with the string spacing. Now to ensure that the pickup aligned with the string spacing without moving it out of its sweet spot, I actually had to install the pickup at a slant, which means routing out the body for a new pickup cavity. Which brings me to step 3, route the body for additional pickups. And don't worry, I didn't forget about the ground wire hole, we'll get to that in just a minute. Now for this bass, I'm adding a Music Man style pickup in the bridge position, and a mini vintage humbucker like you'd find in a Rickenbacker or a Hofner bass in the neck position. To route the body for additional pickup cavities, I just traced the spots where I wanted the pickups, and then I used a dremel tool with a number 565 multi-purpose cutting kit to route out the body. Note that in addition to the slanted angle of the P pickup, I actually moved the bottom piece in front of the top piece. This is to make sure that the P pickup and the Music Man pickup can remain in their sweet spots without overlapping each other. Next, drill a hole for your bridge ground connect. Now, most drill bits won't be long enough for you to drill in from one side, so I figured out a way to do it by drilling from both sides. Of course, this only worked because of my additional bridge pickup routing. So if you don't plan on installing a bridge pickup, then you're going to have to pick up a longer drill bit. Okay, I know, that was a bad pickup line. Okay, really, I'm done now. Step 4, make your custom pickguard. This is a necessary step because of the extra pickups that we put in and the slanted angle of the P pickup. To do this, trace your pickguard that came with your kit onto that 1/8" birch plywood you bought. Carefully measure where your new pickup placement is, then cut it out with a jigsaw or a scroll saw. If your saw allows it, use a 45-degree angle around the perimeter to create a bevel. Now this step is pretty difficult. It takes a long time and really precise measurements. In fact, I probably spent just as much time working on this pickguard as I did working on the whole rest of the bass. Now if you don't have the time or the necessary tools or the necessary skill to do this step, you can do what I did for my Strat build and order a pickguard like this from flatguitar.com. Richard Flat, the owner of Flat Guitar, is a really nice guy who makes CNC machined wooden pickguards, cover plates. He also does custom laser engraving, not only on the pickguards and cover plates, but also on necks and bodies, and he offers extremely good customer service. Now, I'm not giving him this advertisement because he paid me. I'm giving him this advertisement because I ordered this custom pickguard before I even had this YouTube channel, and he not only gave me a really great price, but really great customer service. Now at the time of this filming, he doesn't actually make P-bass pickguards, so I had to make this myself, and it was a total pain in the astronaut. Okay, step 5, add 45-degree angle support screws to the neck and body. Again, like the Strat I built last time, this will help seat the neck tighter into the cavity, providing as much surface contact as possible with the neck and body. And this is a feature that's only found on really high-end boutique guitars and basses. I'm not even actually sure if it helps, but just in case it does, why not? Step 6, fix up your neck. Shape the headstock into the custom shape of your choice, then level and crown the frets. Now if you remember from my review of this kit, the neck that came with it was actually good to go out of the box, but I probably just got lucky, so I'm saving this one for a future build. Now I wanted to have a reverse headstock for this build, so I bought this Kmise Lefty neck on eBay, and it needed a lot more work to be usable. Now to level and crown your frets, you're going to need some special luthier tools. If you haven't watched it yet, you need to check out my video on how to make your own professional luthier tools out of stuff you already have. In this video, I go really into depth on how to properly level and crown your frets, so check it out. This is a very important step, so make sure you take the time to do it correctly. Seriously. Step 7. Sand the neck and body, apply the finish of your choice, and take the time to make it yours. This step is what's going to make your guitar stand out from other factory guitars. I chose to do a white stain on the neck and body and a dark ebony stain on the pickguard. And again, like the Strat I built, I wanted that worn out relic type look. Then I engraved all these pretty roses for my own personal touch. So pretty. Now lots of people ask me how I did the engraving on my Stratocaster, so I'm going to show you in this video right now. Again, I used my trusty Dremel tool, but with a remote line kit and an engraving bit. Now after engraving, like the Strat build, I used tung oil for the final finish. Now I got a lot of flack on my last video from experts who apparently know a lot more about this than I do. They say that the finish you put on your guitar doesn't actually affect its tone. Well, science says that it should. Woods with an oil finish resonate better on a broader frequency spectrum than woods that have been covered in paint or lacquer. This is science. Whether or not you can actually hear the difference in an electric guitar or bass, that's a whole other argument. So I'm gonna err on the side of this kit needs all the help it can get, so even if people make fun of me, I'm still gonna use a tung oil finish just in case it does benefit the tone, but if for no other reason than just because it feels smooth on my hands. Step 8, properly shield the pickguard and pickup cavities. This will ensure nice quiet operation of your bass by canceling out any of the competing noise like from say fluorescent lighting. Now you can buy expensive copper tape for this, or you can do this the Dan Thompson way, aka the cheap as fudge way out of stuff you already have laying around your house. I did it by using heavy duty aluminum foil and an adhesive, like 3M spray adhesive. Just trace and cut out pieces of foil and spray a light amount of adhesive on one side, then stick it down on the back of the pickguard. Do the same for the pickup cavities, ensuring that all the foil connects together, and make a small connection where the body cavity shielding comes up to touch the pickguard shielding. Now when you install your pots, the metal on your pots will touch the metal on your pickguard, which touches the metal inside your cavities, effectively grounding and shielding your entire electronics. Now I should mention when you do this, you don't want the screws of your pickups to touch the metal foil, so make sure you scrape back a little bit where your pickup screw holes are. Weird electrical problems can show up if your pickup screws touch that foil. While I was at it, I added a little foil under where the bridge attaches to ensure a solid connection for the bridge ground wire. Step 9, wire up your electronics. For my 3 pickups, I just wired it like a jazz bass so that each pickup had an independent volume control. I also ditched the tone knob. I just leave the tone knob wide open all the time anyway, so why bother? Alright, and step 10, let's assemble that dream bass. This step is best done without pants. I am wearing shorts, I promise. You also want to put a good set of strings on. In my experience, Fender bass strings have the best tone. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video now because let's be real, it's getting a little bit too long. But if you want to see how this bass sounds, subscribe to my channel because in the next video, I'm gonna do a sound test.